What up? What's good? What's good, guys? Don B, always on time, bro. Waiting on me. Love it. How you doing tonight, bro? Actually gonna pop the chat out. Woo! Good seeing you in Dallas. Of course it was. Everybody, welcome. Welcome to the stream, guys. How is everybody's night going so far? Anybody up? Markets, I miss that place. What's up, Nico? Miss you too, dog. Captain, what's up? Little Bedford, what's up? All them nuggets downstairs. I had to take care of some things, so I couldn't make it out. But I'm here on the chat. All right, bet. Thank you, Metal. I don't know if you can see. Good evening. What's up? Welcome to the stream, guys. We're gonna get this started as usual soon. Don't need any of this. What's up? What's up? As of course, we'll give it a couple more minutes just to get more people in here, make sure everybody's on point. But guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. As usual, make sure that you have all your distractions out of the way. Please stay off social media while you're on here because it's not gonna it's on your time, you know. So if you're gonna be distracted, you're just gonna be doing yourself a disservice. So make sure that the dog has been out or you have the music turned off. I know I'm playing music, but I'm saying in your environment, make sure that you are in the correct place because really what I'm going to be talking about tonight, I will be answering any Forex questions that you have, of course. I will be going over anything y'all want, but really what I wanted to talk about, what I've been talking about all day, is mindset with approach on the market because it's really not even mindset that applies to Forex. It literally applies to you in every single aspect of everything that you do. Trading and Forex just comes along with it because everybody wants to make money in the market. So how do we do that? We make sure that everybody has the right mindset before they step onto it, because even if you do make all the money in the world and you're spending it just as fast, you're not going to be gaining anything. You're going to be staying on that same page. So as I said, we'll get started here in a minute as usual. And of course, if this is your first time, I want to know. So type into the chat if you are watching for the first time and you have not made an account on Twitch yet. Please make an account. It's free, and so you have the ability to get on to the chat, as you can see, and you can ask questions. You can be a part of the community that has been generated. So make sure that you're staying up with that. But I'm so glad to see everybody on here. That's awesome. Very, very excited for everybody to be on here tonight. Second time, first time, Antoine, Matt Silver. Bro, thank you guys for tuning in. Captain, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. It really, really means a lot to me. But really, it should mean a lot to you because this is daily free education. I do cover Forex a lot, but tonight I specifically wanted to talk about mindset. I will answer any questions that you have. I can stop and explain something that you need answering. But we do this Sunday through Thursday as it stands right now at 11 p.m. Central, right now. And we are going to be continuing to do this. And this education will always be here. So if you are on for the first time, make sure that you are following us and that you have the app downloaded on your phone, because Twitch is an app on your phone as well. And every time that I go live, you'll get a notification on your phone and an email. So make sure that you're doing that because it's literally free education. You can't go wrong with it. Christopher Terry will be on tonight as well. Actually, no, he won't. Yes, he will. He should be on tonight. I'm pretty sure. Assad, How do you know Prisma, Steven? Do you meditate to amplify? Absolutely. Virgin. That's funny. First time, second time. Will Bedford second time. Allen's third time, second time last night, and you got me pumped up in Dallas. Absolutely. Thank you, Allen. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all your help, and thanks for always having these videos available for us. If it wasn't for these videos, I'm pretty sure I'd lose a lot of my trades. Eric, thank you. Thank you. And watching for the first time, you got so many brand new people in here. It's like this every single day. I'm really happy to see everybody in here. And yeah, we got second and third time people in here. It's incredible. So it's 11:09. Well, I'll go ahead and just start kicking things off. And like I said before, I do make sure that everything. If you are on your computer, please just close Facebook. Don't even hear the notifications. Don't have any social media pulled up. Literally, just give it an hour of a break. Give whatever you're doing an hour break, or however long we're on to this call, and really dial in, because I've got something planned tonight. I'm gonna be showing y'all a clip of something that has really helped me with my mindset in my overall perspective of life. Everything how I conduct myself on a daily basis has a lot in part to do with this thing that I'm going to show y'all, and it talks about sacred geometry. It's not just sacred geometry. It's actually a math formula, and that's what you can call, Fibonacci, as we can see right here. When you have a Fibonacci retracement lines in place. But the special thing about this is the numbers. 1.68 or 1.618, 0.618, 0.5, 0.382. These are naturally, mathematically perfect numbers that are constantly occurring in nature, and I'm about to prove it to you with something that I'm about to drop on y'all, and I hope y'all are ready for it and ready to take notes for it, because if you have never seen this documentary before, I promise you should watch all of it, every single bit of it. I've seen it multiple times, and it has helped me a lot, and I'll be playing a clip here about it in a minute. But the first thing that I wanted to be going over was books, especially for all the new people, and if you've never actually been connected with me or ever been able to talk to me, there's 3 books that I really want everybody to read, and they're not Forex books. That is a different category, but I'm talking about the things that are going to help you to achieve financial freedom through the foreign exchange market, because that's why everybody's here. Oh, Halo 3 FFA MLG. Yeah, that's what's up, bro. But no, and these books are going to be able to help you really just start to open up your mind in different aspects that you might not have thought were possible before. And it's really just going to say do you want to see how far the rabbit hole goes? Really, if you've seen The Matrix, then you understand what I'm saying about when Morpheus was about to take Neo, and he was like, "This is it," with the red pill and the blue pill. This is it. This could be it for you guys tonight. I want y'all to understand that especially if you're in here for the first time, or the stuff that you might hear tonight could be that red or blue pill. That it's like, if you take the blue pill, you're gonna hop back onto social media and you're gonna, be distracted, and you're gonna be doing what you've been doing, or you're gonna take the red pill and you're really gonna start to dive into what happened. When Morpheus explains to Neo that I can't explain what the Matrix is, I can only show it to you. You can only see it with your own eyes. There's no amount of words that I could say to you that would truly change your mindset until you can visually see what's going on. And obviously, I'm sure everybody in here has seen The Matrix, so y'all all understand what that transition was for the character Neo. And that's kind of, it's not even kind of, it truly does apply to what we have to do, because if you're here tonight, that means that you know what Forex can do. Forex is, the biggest cash market in the world. So this is what they don't want you to know about. They don't want you to know that the Matrix exists. Does that make sense to everyone? This is the kind of thing that is that powerful, empowering gift of information that that can be handed off to people, because once you understand how to make money in this market, you can't be stopped in that sense. If you have a developed analysis that is constantly working for you, no matter what lot size that you're on, if your analysis is hitting more often than not, then that means that risk necessarily isn't a factor anymore, because you're winning more than you're losing. So you can just keep anteing up on your lot size constantly and doing that more and more. And that's like how this money can really start to come into play in the Forex market. But in order for that to be achieved, guys, you have to have the correct mindset before you walk onto these charts. It is, if you were at the Dallas event for IML, then you know that when Jarrell Cox got on stage, the guy that I introduced, or the guy that I brought up on stage, one of the things, like, I don't have my notebook, it's downstairs. One of the things that he said, one of the first things was, trading is literally 90% psychological and 10% technical. Guys, I can sit here all day and show you Fibonacci retracements. I can sit here all day and talk about supply and demand and support and resistance and all of these things that we're constantly hearing about, but this is only the actual physical act of trading. There is so 90%. We are missing the 90% of things that should be happening with us, if that makes sense. So that is what I want to be talking about. As a matter of fact, I want it to be discussed more than anything, in my eyes, the way that I see it. I think it is a whole section in itself of how much you need to understand what is going on before you even consider the fact of making money in a market that is controlled. Everything has a level of control to it. So I'm going to get back to my first point, the 3 books that I want you to read. This is number 1. Screenshot this, do whatever you need to do. If you have not read Outwitting the Devil, congratulations, you have played yourself. I'll tell you that right now. If you really want to make money into this market, you have to read this book. This book has nothing to do with trading. I'm going to read this part. I'm going to read what this says. A very interesting book of Napoleon Hill that has been hidden for more than 70 years of Hill's family. This conversation of Napoleon Hill with the devil is almost impossible to believe, but his interview consists of truth and secrets that can give you freedom and success to mankind. Enjoy listening. So what that is saying is that this book was written in the 30s, and it was so controversial that it was not released until 2010. This is what they don't want you to know. I'm telling you. This, if you really want to know, then if you have not read this book, and if you have read this book, go into the chat and say that this is one of the most powerful things, because if you have truly read this book, then you will know what I'm talking about. It is the freedom, the secret to freedom and success, and that can be applied into the foreign exchange market. Hey, can you please get me a shake? I think, no, I don't do no chocolate shakes. I haven't read the chat in a minute. Okay, what are the names of the books? I'm getting to them right now. First time here, Jay Gomez. I love it. Thank you for loving my metaphor, Steven. I really appreciate that. And yeah, they don't want us to eat. For sure, they don't want us to win. Okay. All right. Apologize, GV. It won't be up for about 3 more months. Are you ready for the GV Austin takeover? Just look. Okay. All right. That book is fire. I just finished it yesterday. Steven, what did you think? Currently reading the classic edition of Think and Grow Rich. That's what's up. Got it on MP3. I love that. So everybody in here is saying, it takes 5 screenshots. Everybody in here is saying that has read this book understands what I'm talking about. So I'm talking to the people that are in here for the first time that do not know about what this is. And I'm telling you right now, this book changed my life. I went from literally going from tacos, soft or crispy, beef or chicken, to now speaking in front of 1,500 people. And one of those things, when Austin Gotzi came to my house in here and where I'm at right now, and you obviously look at the success that Austin has, and it really comes down. If you call Austin up right now or hit him up on Facebook, and he will tell you the thing that really helped him go to the next level was simply his mindset. When he talks about when he goes out to parties, or when all of his homies were going out to parties and stuff and they would invite him, he's like, no, bro, I got to read. I got to study. I got to get onto my education. Okay, now look at where Austin is. And I'm only using Austin as an example because I'm sure a lot of people in here know who Austin is. So I'm just giving you a prime example of how somebody who's living in his car is now making a really good amount of money. That didn't happen because he's any better than anybody else. That happened because he did not give up on the education. He did not stop learning. If you stop learning, you stop thriving, you stop growing, okay? So, this is the first book. This is the next one. The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino. This is the scrolls. Sorry. Okay, screenshot this. The Greatest Salesman in the World. This book has nothing to do necessarily with to sell something. This is literally, you have to understand that everything that you do in life, you're either, when you speak to somebody, you are always pitching somebody. If that doesn't make sense, let me explain it this way. There is always in conversation a product, a service, or an idea that is being conveyed between the speaker and the listener. So no matter what, you are a salesman in life. If you're trying to express an opinion on how you feel on religion or this music that you like or that movie that you liked, whatever it is, you are a salesman for whatever idea that you are pitching. That is the easiest way that I can explain that. So, with that being said, you obviously want to be a great salesman in life. And Og Mandino was recommended to me by one of my brothers, Christian Vargas. And honestly, it is an extremely powerful book because everything is a sell. What does it say? You can change your life with the priceless wisdom of 10 ancient scrolls handed down for thousands of years. And that is this video that I clicked on. The Greatest Salesman in the World, scrolls 1 to 10. And simply, I'm not going to give you a whole idea of the entire 1 to 10 scrolls, but what he says in the beginning of this book is simply he read each of these scrolls every single day. So month 1, he read scroll 1 every single day, 3 times a day. First 2 times he wrote it when he woke up, and then he wrote and then he read it at some other point during the day. I don't remember, but then most importantly, he read the scroll out loud to himself at night, right before he went to bed. So he was reading one of these 10 scrolls for 10 months, 3 times a day. This is to start the repetition with your mindset. This is something that all of the greatest successes in the world, I'm telling you, the people who have what you want are all following the same philosophies and the same mindsets that are happening. And this is one of those things. If y'all want to know why, let's just say that company Amway, for example, was a part, or why Amway really became what it is today, is because they had a convention where everybody in Amway read The Greatest Salesman in the World. And as you should know, just by basic history of what Amway is and how long it's been around. So I have nothing but respect for that company because they took their company and literally have made it, or they took their idea and has made it into a real organization. I don't care about anything else besides the fact that they have made it successful, and this is one of the books that they have implemented within their system, and now you can see the results of Amway. This is the book that took Amway to the next level. So I'm telling you right now, Outwitting the Devil right now and The Greatest Salesman are the books that you need to be reading. And the third book is kind of open-ended, in my opinion. You can go to Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich. I'm sure a lot of people in here know about it. It's once again Napoleon Hill. If you really were wanting to go to the next level, then Napoleon Hill should be an author that you should just know, honestly, because it's all about entrepreneurship. It's all about success. It's all about mindset. It's all about how to treat people right and to love one another and everything that comes along with just having your life in correct accordance with what you want in your life, that all comes through the correct way of carrying yourself through life. So, I have not read. Oh, Zach's in here. What's up, Zach? The music is still on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm reading The Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell. I have actually not read that. Honestly, I took a lot from it, but most important was to eliminate fear of all things. That's very true. He's talking about outwitting the devil. His first name is literally Og. Yes, it's, yeah, clearly a must read. The book, the full book is on YouTube. Everything, yeah, YouTube right here. Look, bam. Think and Grow Rich audiobook. I'm not gonna play it obviously, but yep, it's there's no excuse not to have this information. It's free. You should be going to buy the paperback, but I'm telling you to make it as simple as possible. It is on YouTube. Did it go offline? Yeah, it did. Just reopen it. I'm sorry. Yeah, it went off for me, but I reopened it. Yeah, okay. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill was the first book. Watch Odd USD and Cash Rate soon. Odd cash rate in 5 minutes. If anyone is in trades, be aware. Okay, so quick, quick information. Thank you, Zach. Thank you for sharing that, guys. And Imarketslive. That was um, that was obviously critical information. I'm not in any trades right now, so that I was I knew what I was going to be discussing tonight, so I knew that I wasn't going to be able to stare at charts. Guys, by the way, you can ask me any question and I can go over something that you're looking at. I will stop, but like I said, the third book is going to be open ended. But right now, guys, this is what I was going to want to show you. What I'm about to show you is a form of sacred geometry. I'm dirty as hell and I didn't change my shirt, so y'all can see what this is. Okay, this is what's about to be shown to you, and I don't know if you can see it. There, you should be able to see. You should there. You see it now. I'm sure you saw it. Yeah, I see the camera. Anyways, um, that is sacred geometry, and that's a little bit of about what I'm about to show you on a clip. But really, what you need to be doing and what it's visually going to do for you is it's going to put it into a 3D perspective. Because even as you see it on my shirt, you're still um, you're only perceiving it in a two-dimensional perspective. Obviously, we live in the third dimension, so we must, see that yes, this is a pattern on my shirt, but what does the pattern really mean? Even if you don't know what sacred geometry is, this is important information to understand. This is another thing that I wanted to discuss tonight was a little bit about sacred geometry. If you have not known about this before, if you do not know what is on my shirt by the name of it, then I'm telling you right now, you need to write that down and you need to be following up with it. You need to be researching it. And once again, it's all on YouTube, it's all on the internet. You can find a ton of information. And when this is what I'm about to show you, I don't know if anybody has seen this, but this is a movie that I paid for. It's a movie-mentary that I paid for a long time ago. It is now free on YouTube. It's got 10 million views. That makes me incredibly happy because that means that a lot of people are seeing this information. It's also in Spanish and French, and I think it's in like over 30 languages. What's up, bro? What's up? All right, we don't get the third. We didn't get the third book yet. Cyclone. You can just leave the book as either Think and Grow Rich, The Alchemist, um, the 48 Laws to Power. It was really. I should have just left it to two because I feel on the third book after you get through outwitting the devil that like pretty much shatters your mindset, and then Augmentino to reestablish your mindset with the greatest salesman in the world, and then three kind of it varies on the person. So we're gonna leave that one off kind of open ended, but um yes, this is gonna explain a little bit. Hold on. Someone's like playing music really loud. I'm sorry. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Just didn't know what that was. Okay. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna kind of mute myself here, and I'm gonna listen to it as well. But really, really hear what this is about to explain, because this is about to explain what's on my shirt, and I'm gonna explain how this feeds back in to trading and how to forex and more than that as well. But to apply it tangibly to what we are all in here for is what I'm going to explain after that. So without further ado, I'm going to make this full screen. And like I said, I'm going to mute myself. All right. All right, guys. So here we are. You can't hear it. Okay. Hold on. Okay. My bad. My bad. I'll fix that right now. About to start it all.
Disconnected.
My bad. My bad. About to redo it. All right. Now let's try it again.
That emerge. This pattern actually tells us a lot about how life evolves. Considering the enduring wonders of creation throughout the universe and how unsustainable so many of our human systems are, I figured learning how the universe creates and sustains life would actually be quite useful. Each of these little packets of wholeness that Einstein discovered, called a quantum, is made out of its surroundings, but is distinct within it, like a whirlpool in water. These packets are always the same pattern, no matter what size, and they are surprisingly relevant to issues as seemingly disconnected as the wars in the Middle East, the global financial collapse, and how to achieve justice for everyone. We're about to explore how. Mathematicians call this pattern the torus. The energy in a torus flows in through one end,
this is the 3D version of my shirt,
circulates around the center, and exits out the other side. It's balanced, self-regulating, and always whole. I was first officially introduced to the torus by scientist and inventor Arthur Young. Futurist Dwayne Elgin explains how the torus is the primary pattern that nature uses for life at every scale.
Evolution means to unfold, to roll out. So the question is, what is the universe rolling
Everybody,
out?
we're about to have, I'm about to,
hold on. Self-organizing systems, and you can see this at every scale. Self-organizing system is a technical term for just a system getting a hold of itself, knowing itself, essentially. And if we go to nature, we can look at and we can see these self-organizing forms throughout. We can see it in the cross-section of an orange, the cross-section of an apple. We can see it in the dynamic nature of a tornado. We can see it in the magnetic field around the Earth, a similar magnetic field around an individual. We can see it in the structure of an entire whirlpool galaxy. We can see it in the structure of a small atom. At every scale, throughout its entire history, the universe has one single project. It's growing toruses. The universe is a torus growing factory.
These toroidal dynamics are visible at various scales. One of
Yeah, that's really what I'm going over tonight. All right, guys. So what did you guys think of that? As you can see, there is a mathematical definition of everything that is constantly occurring in the universe as we experience it. And that thing, what we were just watching, explains the thing on my shirt, the thing that is called sacred geometry. Now you can see it into a third dimension and literally how it applies to the core of an apple or the core of an orange or the way a tornado sucks air down and up, or how, how you saw all of the personal examples that were constantly in play. So with all of that being said, now you can kind of start to understand what sacred geometry is and how it is literally applied to every single thing that we do. When we go to the charts and we pull up a Fibonacci retracement, okay, these Fibonacci retracement lines right there, 0.1, 0.618, 1.618, every single one of them is the golden ratio of nature. And I'll just show you that right here. The golden ratio, 1.618. What a surprise. These are constantly happening within the market, guys. This is what this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. And this is something that is truly going to help you once you finally come to understand what all of this is. Then this is going to be able to apply into your Forex education, and not just Forex, but everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and just say what's going on right now. We've got Jason Brown here, got Darwin here, got Arslan here. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera up a little bit, but everybody show some love. We just had a whole bunch of people show up right in the middle of the stream. So everybody's here right now. It's getting lit. It's getting lit. So, guys, we're still gonna stay on topic, but we got a lot of stuff going on right now, guys. Yep, Darwin's here. But back to what I was saying, guys. This is all gonna come down tonight. Yeah. There's a lamp. Turn that lamp on back there. Yeah, turn that lamp on right there. You see the broke ass one right there? Right now there's 100. Oh no. But all right, so yep, there. Yeah, see, now you can see him. But yep, the GV fam just showed up. Oh snap! There's a lot of people here right now. But anyways, guys, getting back to on topic. That's really that was the big thing that I wanted to show you guys tonight. If you have not watched all of Thrive, I'm telling you right now that literally is going to change the way you see a lot of things. Like Outwitting the Devil is literally going to completely destroy the way that you see things. And then The Greatest Salesman in the World is honestly going to restructure everything, and Thrive can literally show you how we can apply new implements and new things into the market every single day. And when I say the market, I'm not saying just the foreign exchange market. I'm talking about the world market itself, the relationships with people, how you conduct yourself, the things that you talk about. The market of life is something that you're always going to have to be working on, and that's what The Greatest Salesman in the World can truly help you. Everybody's saying, "What's up, GV? What's up? What up? What up?" Yeah, AUD fell hard as hell. I'm looking at that. It's fine. Oh, it doesn't have a power cord to that monitor. Just use mine. It's right there. It's going on right there. But yes, Thrive. What on earth will it take? What on earth will it take to change here? If you really want to know something, here, this is the part where it shows my shirt. I'm not gonna play any more of this, but it's about to show you a little bit of some nuggets right here.
New energy technology.
Watch this.
Given that
Take some
so
notes.
much of the suffering in our world is the result of lack of access to energy, I realized that free, unlimited, clean energy would be one of the greatest breakthroughs in history. It could not just improve, but actually transform the quality of life on this planet. So I began to wonder who else knew about this pattern or about this powerful potential energy source. Some of the scientists at the symposium showed me how the torus has been encoded by different cultures for millennia. Apparently, ancient cultures
This is the congruence. This is confluence of every ancient civilization that has ever existed all the way up into daily life with what you deal with on a daily basis.
Had embedded this code in the most enduring forms then possible, in stories, in icons, in alphabets, and buildings. Here we are at one of the world's oldest sacred sites, the Osirian Temple at Abydos, Egypt.
Very little writing is found in the Osirian Temple. However, there is one very significant piece of information in that temple. It is a very faint but clear and precise drawing. It's not etched into the rock, it's not carved, it's burnt into the atomic structure of the rock in some extraordinary way.
Nassim has decoded the Osirian symbol in 3 dimensions. Since our world is not two-dimensional, it makes sense that codes relaying information about our world also wouldn't be limited to flat designs.
This is
His
my shirt.
3-dimensional version of the Osirian symbol starts with the vector equilibrium, a perfectly balanced force field with 12 equal energy lines radiating out. They stabilize its center like the 12 spokes of a wheel. The primary pattern of balanced energy flow around this structure is the torus. Here we expand to the next larger scale with a total of 64 pyramids called tetrahedra. If we then put spheres in representing the toroidal energy field surrounding each of the pyramids, and then we drop away the pyramids, we end up with a matrix that is, amazingly, an exact overlay for the Osirian icon, a 3-dimensional model of the same pattern that was burned into the rock wall of the Egyptian temple thousands of years ago. Now we travel across continents, from Egypt to China, where the same geometry appears at another sacred site built in 1420.
Then you go to the Forbidden City, where the sun gods reside, and where you find at the entrance the Fu Dogs, the guardians of the knowledge. They guard the knowledge under their paw.
The same geometry of 64 energy units is encoded again. I started wondering, is it just a coincidence that the exact same design appears in significant places on 2 different continents? But then Nassim showed me that this geometry of 64 is encoded time and again in cultures across the centuries and from all over the world. The Hebrew Kabbalistic tree of life creates the same structure we just saw, with the vector equilibrium again embedded at every level. The ancient Chinese system of wisdom called the I Ching is based on 64 hexagrams, symbols with 6 lines in a set, some continuous, some broken. These can be put together as the 6 edges of a tetrahedron, and together would form the 64 tetrahedron crystal.
And it just starts showing them everywhere.
This same pattern shows up in
But anyways, it's going to keep going on. Like,
modern
here's the next
scientific
page,
research.
snowflake. I mean, it's going to literally just nonstop keep happening, and you're going to start seeing it more and more now, because once your eyes are open, they're not going to get closed again. But the point is how that is applied into the foreign exchange market is through what we call Fibonacci. And that is so important to understand, because if you don't understand what all of that means and literally how it even applies to a man-made driven market, it is still 100% active with everything that we do. So make sure that you write that down. Make sure that you start studying that, and then you will start to see results in the foreign exchange market, just because you are starting to approach the market in a different aspect, because everybody is still looking to make money within this market. But at the end of the day, if you're not getting there on the right way, then you're not going to be making money in the market. Yeah, and I knew that there was AUD drop. There's news that dropped. Yeah, it was somebody was saying it in the chat. No, I was streaming when that happened. Turn the volume up. Oh, I'm sorry. This video will be recorded, so you'll be. I just found my next major tattoo, bro. You have no idea. But it was nice meeting you, Mike, in Dallas. You killed it on stage. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. My buddy says brokers can increase spreads during news and dropping it quickly. Of course they can, because they are the ones who hand us the candlesticks. If you think about it, when you open MetaTrader 4, you do not have any candlesticks on your charts, or they're not moving until you actually physically log into an account. And what that is a broker handing you your candlesticks. So yes, they can easily manipulate anything they want. You always have to understand that that's going to happen. Lesson learned, my gut feeling was about to pull out at 1125. Oh no. No, you didn't get hit with that, did you? Yeah, Fibonacci. How do I spell that? It is okay, it says fib. Okay, you're out of luck. I don't know how to spell Fibonacci. I'm sorry. Golden ratio has been a blessing during the practice account. Thank you, man. Of course, bro. You know it. But that is all going to just feed back into your approach when you get into the market. Because what I was just explaining downstairs right before I hopped onto the stream was somebody downstairs right now was having a problem physically with actually executing the trades that they want. He was saying that he was going in on a buy, but he was trying to analyze the market as he was going in on a buy. You'll understand that that is not the way to do it. You need to be having your pending orders set. You need to be having the market come to you. If the market is already in an uptrend and you're going in on a buy, you miss the trade. There's always going to be more opportunities available, so do not chase the market. You let the market come to you. If you're already missing the movement, then you have to understand that the next opportunity is going to be available at some point or another. So don't ever chase the market, because especially if you call the wrong trade and then you start revenge trading, you're going to just lose more money, because once again we're going to come back to mindset and how all of that should be playing into effect. And how is Fibonacci used? Oh, thank you. Hold on. This is a vanilla shake. All right. You caught 40 pips while watching this? Hey, I know it wasn't for me because I've been talking the whole time, but Fibonacci, what it is, or these are retracement lines. Fibonacci is the different colored zones that we have right here. We have 0, 0.236, 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 1, and then 1.618. The smaller that the number is on a Fibonacci retracement line, the quicker it will generally dart away from that price. So on a higher Fibonacci extension number, it's going to be a lot slower. It can reside in that number for a long time. And then generally speaking, this isn't always the case on your 0.382 or your 0.5s. They will generally escape away from that as soon as possible. I mean, it's not always the case, but that is what Fibonacci is used for. It's used for retracement levels, that if it hits a certain line in congruence with everything else that you should already be studying, you're not just basing trades off of Fibonacci, because all that's going to do is lose you money. Then you should be able to really start to make money out of it. But what I want you guys to understand is what indicators are just, let's just say if you went to Germany, right? And you had to have a translator with you. Would you rather have a translator with you or just understand German itself? Apply that into Forex. Indicators are translators, if you will, to help you understand the market language and what it is telling you. Imagine just learning the language itself. You know what I mean? That indicators are always there. They're always available, and indicators are useful. But if you're literally only drawing support and resistance lines and your trend lines, and you have ADX, and you have a moving average, and you have Fibonacci, and all of 10 other things on your graph or on your charts, I'm telling you that it will probably just end up being more confusing, because you're going to be trying to balance all of these different types of streams of information that are going to be coming to you, and that's all that's going to do is just lose you money. So why would you have 10 translators instead? Just learn the language itself. And that's what I really want to explain to you guys that I know everybody wants to make money in the foreign exchange market. We all do. But even as Christopher Terry, the beast himself, he's been trading for over 20 years, and I guarantee you he will still tell you that he is still learning. That the market is always doing new things that is impressing him or, hurting him in any way, but he's still learning. Any trader will tell you that this is a lifelong career, trade in itself. Like, just to play drums, if you wanted to play an instrument, like I play drums, for example, when you first hop onto a drum set, you don't make any music. You sound ridiculous when you get on there, and that's kind of like forex. And then you understand what every part of the instrument does. You're not making music yet, but you can follow along, right? And that's kind of like where I feel a lot of people are. None of us are making music in the forex market yet, and when we get to that point, the game is over. But until then, right now, everybody needs to understand that we are still all learning this market. You are not going to be going to that next level financially unless you are the Achilles of forex. Besides that, I'm speaking to everybody else that is seriously trying to understand the market and doing everything that they can. And I hope that even when you get onto your social media and everything that you get on, and you see the environment of people that are around you that are, making profits, and you're seeing these numbers, that you feel enticed and that you feel obligated to go live and try to make money as fast as possible. I really, really hope that y'all aren't doing that. I really hope that everybody is comfortable when they go live, because if your analysis on the market is correct, even on demo, or if you're trading on 0.01 lots, then then risk ultimately can kind of go away. That if your analysis is constantly being correct on 0.01 lots, that 0.1 lots would mean nothing, or a 1.00 lot would mean nothing, or a 10.0 or a 100.0. Whatever it is, your analysis stays the same because you can understand the language. So at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep happening, is the same patterns. This isn't math. This is all approach on the market. Once you have it, you have it. Then you must be a normal human being and want to help other people and show everybody else how they can free themselves financially from this market, or not from this market, but with the help of this market. Ultimately be on the path to freeing yourself financially and everybody else that's life you can touch. I haven't read the chat here in a minute. Let me read it. All right. Caught 40. All right, that's where I was started. So my entry was 1.4973, and my stop was at 4993. The trade took me out instead at 1.159. I lost more than I wanted to. Any idea? If it hit your stop loss, it should have went out. Maybe. I mean, I'm not looking at your chart, Vendetta, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I can't really answer that without actually physically being able to look at it. Go to baby pips. There's extensive info on how to trade with fibs. Yes, absolutely. Does price action have to do with setting buy limit and sell limits? Absolutely, Ashley. Shake. I'm sorry. I just got to shake. Don't chase the market. Yes, do not chase the market. Do a lesson on fib. We actually have a video for it already. I can't really sit here and explain fibs for 2 hours, because fib is just something that you can draw onto the chart. It's literally just retracement levels, common retracement levels that will constantly be happening. They bounce off of those lines. That's really all they do. They, of course, can break through them, not respect them at all, and just keep going, but you physically draw a Fibonacci line on, so it's something that there isn't a correct way to do it except for doing a lowest low to a higher high, or a higher high to a lower low, depending on what side the trend is on. What is one indicator you use? Honestly, I use our harmonic scanner as an indicator. I use it as what does the scanner say? What does the scanner going to be implying that it's going to be doing? It's also nice to see its stop loss range, its take profit lines, because as you can see when you get onto our scanner, that you can why is the take profit lines where they are? If you can't answer that, then you need to keep studying until you can figure out why the TP lines are where they are. Why is the entry where it is? Why is the stop loss where it is? You need to be able to answer those questions, not just solely rely on it. It is a tool to help you, not something that's going to be getting you to another. It's not If it was that simple, it would be, it wouldn't be working that way. So that is one that I use. A moving average is helpful. Like any indicator is helpful. ADX is helpful, but how it is applied is where the idea gets misconstrued. Arslan dropping them snaps. Yeah, Arslan's here. He's back here. Mike, do you have a room for rent? LOL, I would love to be around. No, we have quite a few people here, but it doesn't stop you from being able to visit. Or if you just scroll down, we have all of the trade houses. We might have one in your area, and you can connect with the leaders out there and be in that environment of other trade house, or a trade house with people that are all wanting to do the same thing. These webinars are lit. Thanks, Mike. No, thank you, Charles. Appreciate you. No, I appreciate you, bro. Dropping that telegram too. I don't. What telegram? You just learned it. You just earned another follower. Thank you so much. Oh, um, closest to Dallas is DFW, right? Yeah, DFW is Dallas Fort Worth. But we also have another trade house in the HEB area, the Mid Cities area. If you're from here, then you might know. How do you feel about Bollinger Bands? It's just an indicator. It's just another indicator that can be used. It can be used the right way or it can be used the wrong way. It really just depends on how you're using it. It's a good indicator. It's without a doubt. So you can definitely be using it to make money. Catastrophe. But anyways, guys, if any, and of course, as you know, if anybody has questions, you know that you are more than welcome to ask. I will ask any questions. Please get involved with that chat in there. Y'all can bounce ideas off of each other. That's the whole point, is to generate this daily community of people that are all trying to figure out how to do this all together and how we can really take it all to the next level. Making my money I lost from AUD with NZDUSD. Thank you, positive vibes in that flower of life. I'm telling you, man, that flower of life and all of that stuff is extremely helpful information on everything else in life, especially Forex. Because even if you make $1 million in Forex this year and you spend $1 million, you're back to square one. You're not where you need to be in life because you're not functioning outside of these charts in the manner that you should be. You know, if you're making hella money and you don't know what to do with that money, so therefore you spend it, then I'm telling you that there's a lot more that you need to learn before you even start making more money in the forex market, because anybody can make money, guys. It's simple to make money at the end of the day. But what you do with that money and how you treat other people and how you just conduct yourself on a daily basis really dictates if you're rich or you're wealthy. Because if you're wealthy, you help people. You make sure that people are on just a better experience of life than how they were when you first met them. Because if you can really truly touch people, that's legacy. And that's really something that everybody should want, because everybody wants to naturally help anybody. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like seeing people suffer. I want to see everybody just living life the way that they should be. Does anyone have trouble getting to the scanner lately? Yes, the scanner's been down. The scanner's down right now. ADX is a lagging indicator, correct? I like the EMA and MAQ Black uses. I've been studying that one. Yeah, that's cool. Like I'm not sure if that was a question, but yeah, ADX is one that falls behind. Gotta hop off here. I'll holler at everyone tomorrow. All right, John B, you were the first one on here, bro. You're totally good. You know that this is gonna be recorded. I'll see you later. I'll see you later, fam. Does anyone have? Oh yeah, read that. Okay, flying into Love Field is easier if you're going to Dallas. Yeah, because the Dallas Love Field is in Dallas. Which town in DFW are you located in? My in-laws in Fort Worth. Yeah, we're in Keller. A golden teacher taught me about the flower. I'm telling you, it all connects. If you haven't read Outwitting the Devil, then you'll start to see how like every single industry on the planet has a level of control, and that is something that you can really see to help you get out of what that is. I'll sleep on the floor. Irving, Fort Worth. I'll bring my sleeping bag. Anyone here from Florida? I'm pretty sure that there's people here from Florida. Okay, so the scanner might be back up. That's what Catastrophe's saying, but Honest. Oh, well, because really though, guys, like what I'm down to answer any questions right now. If you want me to discuss something over forex, some indicator or a pair you want me to analyze, or a mindset question, right now, like I've pretty much discussed all of the topics that I wanted to go over. But I'm more than happy. I'll stay right here. Where you check the news for forex, Forex Factory, right here. It's a website, forexfactory.com. And when you're looking at these news pairs right here, you want to be looking for the red folders, because red folders dictate high impact, high volatility. The yellow and the orange folders aren't necessarily helpful. They're not really helpful at all. They don't move the market. This gray one right here is, as you can see, it's a bank holiday, so that means that the London session last night was extremely weak because the London banks were closed and the Great Britain banks were closed. So um, that and see, this will tell you. See, here it is. JPY's banks were closed, and this is all day. So this, and not only that, but if you're on TradingView, it's right here. There's news right here as well on TradingView. Especially, it'll even pull up the pairs that you're looking at too. Headlines for GBP USD. So TradingView really makes it a lot simpler. Yes, my FX book is really, really good as well. How often do I make these calls? Sunday through Thursday, right now at 11 p.m. Central. My FX book is absolutely an incredible website too. If anybody in here is for everybody who's in here from IML and doesn't know what my FX book is, if you go to our auto traders, you go to fxsignalslive.com, and then you go to that page to where you click on, let's say, the Euro Trader Master or Smooth Sterling or whatever one you look at, and you go there and you can see their winning trade, their biggest losing trade, their total pips that they've caught, their worst trade, their best trade, every single one of those things. On top of all of the other numbers that go along with any live account is what my FX book does for your account. So when you're back testing yourself, which comes back into approach on the market, here we are once again, that before you even step onto the market and you had been trading that week before, you need to be analyzing the mistakes and the good decisions that you had made that week before, so you can there apply it into your very next week of trading. It's like you're trying to, and if you're not, it's like you're trying to make money out of this market and not understanding what you did last week. Does that make I mean, I can't think of a really good analogy to make that more simple, except for you're playing yourself if you think that you're just going to step onto the market every single week and learn something new and not remember where you went right or where you went wrong. And that's what my FX book helps you for. There's even an app on your phone that you can download that will help you really just take your trading to the next level, to where you can back test everything and just follow up with yourself. Really is really how I see it. So make sure that you create a MyFX book account. I've been trading since January. I got introduced to Imarketslive January 3rd. So January 3rd was my physical first day in IML, but I didn't obviously start trading until, I don't know, like a week maybe. Well, I mean, I started learning that day, but um, it was probably like a week or two. Do you guys do the trading at the? Yes, we do, Bedford. I struggle looking at my lot size and pip count at point oh 0.02, and look at 30 or so pips. I think that's a $10 to $15 trade, but turns out to be 4 to 7. Um, on a point oh 0.02 lot, catching only 30 pips is about, 4 to $7, not 10 to 15. You'd have to catch, because it's on a point oh 0.02 is 20 cents per pip. So whatever, that's like $5, right? I think so. Yeah, so that should be right, Mad Miles. I was wondering what Euro odd pair. I was using the Euro odd pair just in case you were wondering. Okay. Can you tell me what you think of Euro USD? I thought for sure it was going down last night, and it shot back up after breaking the trend line, as well as divergence in RSI. RSI and what was the other thing? The trend line. Those even, first of all, it doesn't have to respect those things. The market can literally do whatever it wants. And what I mean by that is that there is nobody that knows specifically what is going to be happening in the market. So that's why that happened. But Euro USD is honestly the most volatile pair in all of Forex. There's two strongest pairs. And I actually do not trade this. I don't like it. I don't like its volatility. I don't think I'm smart enough to handle it. I don't think that I can analyze it well enough. Um, but if you want me to analyze it, I'll analyze it really fast for you. So when you look at the overall bias, because you can never go wrong with the actual trend, we can see that it's right now it's heading down. It's in a downtrend. So with that being said, make sure that if you do go in buys on a Euro USD that you are going against the trend right now. It might start heading up. I mean, of course, but as you can see, the market is heading down. So you're having lower highs is what is happening right now on Euro USD. So I would be looking for the sell, if anything, because you can't go wrong with the trend. And this is on the daily chart. How long have I been trading? I've been trading since January 10th ish. I've been learning for 2 weeks, but I've been pretty successful. So I may be going live next week. Only if you're ready, Catastrophe. That's the only way I say it. Why do I talk about, or who do I talk to about setting a session with you guys? Just message the Trade House on Facebook. Sup, bro, what's the difference between support and resistance and or supply or demand? I do have videos explaining that, but support is if you were to throw a ball at the floor, it has to eventually come up. It's going to hit a certain point and it's got to come up. The same thing for resistance. You throw a ball at a ceiling, it has to hit that point and it's going to come back down. As you can see with this example that is happening in the market, it is literally going up or down. It is never constantly going in one direction. It is literally fluxing at all times. So um, that that's what support and resistance is, and supply and demand zones are really like an extension, if you will, of support and resistance, because that continues to feed into the idea of that price gets to a certain point and then immediately gets away from it, and it's a zone. So that's what those are, but I also have more videos explaining that as well. And ADX is an amazing indicator to use for entries, absolutely. Any indicator can be used well for that sense. And which do you use since no Euro USD? Euro odd, CAD JPY, GBP JPY, and I mean those are like pretty much the main pairs that I look at, and I you will kind of look around at other pairs, but those are the main ones that I look at. Can you show a trend or entry confirmation example on any pair? A trend or entry confirmation? I'm not sure if I understand that question, but I'll try to answer it. Okay, so if you're asking what I think you're asking, you're talking about a trend line entry. So I see one right here. So uh there, okay, so this would be an example, and to justify why I drew this line, we have taps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it obviously broke through it with a strong candlestick. Then what was once support has now become resistance. So now you can see it, and then it tapped here again. So now we're pretty much getting into that point to where if you wanted to get in on Euro USD, that sell is probably coming. As I was explaining with the trend, that that trend is coming. That right here, at some point, that this market is going to continue to go bullish. It's going to continue to go down, but the question is where. And the trend line entry is, if what I think what you were asking is this right here, is that you're not wanting to go in on the sell right now. You're going to be wanting to look for that window of opportunity, and I'm going to draw it. It's probably in here somewhere. Not where the market currently stands. It is 100 pips up. It is about 90 pips up from where you should have your optimal entry. So if you wanted to have a pending order set for where that is right there, that's where I would do that on Euro USD. based off of this one trend line that I had done. But as I keep saying, you do not want to be basing trades strictly off of trend lines or support and resistance or anything of that matter. They are indicators. They are your translator for the language of the market. They are not the key to making the money in the market. Can you check GBP USD? Of course, I already have that pulled up. Right now, I mean, you can see. Actually, before I say anything, I want to know what you guys see. Y'all type into the chat right now. I'll pull out today. So I'll give you the answer of the bias. If you don't know, it's heading down right now, like the general bias of it. It's been down for a minute. It's been on a big retracement. What do we see here? Look at that. Where price is right now. What do we have? I won't go back that far. I don't need to. You have a lot of indication on GBP USD, but type into the chat what you think it is before I say anything. Why not draw a button channel, Mike? Draw a bottom channel on Euro or on Euro USD daily. You can. It's why I didn't draw another trend line? I just because where the market you see where it stands. Oh, this is a different pair. Where it was on Euro USD was that it was heading up right now, so that's the only reason why I didn't draw that bottom trend line. I'm sorry if I confused anybody on that. Hold on. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Of course, true. What are your favorite pairs? I answered that here. It's USD CAD, Euro odd, GBP USD, or GBP JPY. And then you can look at other pairs if you're not understanding the market language of the pairs that you have chosen. AUD news again. News again just destroyed me. Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at it. That's odd USD, isn't it? Yeah. Look at them. Look at that odd. Look at that drop. Look at that spike. Yeah. Oh, Euro odd. Yeah, just wrecked. I mean, Zach was on here just a little bit ago, and it was said that news was coming out 5 minutes before. So we could have taken that opportunity and went absolutely nuts. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. It went crazy. But thanks. That's exactly what I was asking. Awesome, bro. Can you explain how to use the MACD very well? I'm very sorry, brother, but I cannot because I do not use it. MACD. Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. I trade naked. I do everything I can to trade naked. Who? Yeah, if you're in IML, then Christopher Terry has a video on the MACD that is fire. That can really help you with that. I personally do not use it though. So it's the same on Euro USD. Yes, broke resistance though. Seeing if it breaks resistance, yeah, everybody's okay. So now everybody's saying sell, downtrend, bear trend overall. If it retests, I don't believe it'll break through. Okay, thanks. Of course, bro. Downtrend. I see an engulfing. The news always trumps over technical. Euro USD is all about the news. All right, so what my personal little analysis here is on GBP USD. This is kind of like how I will go through my process. So as you were saying right now, GBP USD is literally where price is. It's hitting, as you said, the market did rise above this little support right here. Hit right here as well, created a retracement and continued down. That's all that's all we'll have to use on that. Let me get back in here a little bit. So really what I'm seeing right now is this right here in the blue is consolidation. That is what's happening with the market right now. So the market is about to make a move, and it might have already started happening. You do have a double tap confirmation right here where price isn't necessarily breaking through. Following with your if I were to extend these trend lines, these trend lines aren't necessarily in play right now, but my personal bias is that this is going to go down a little bit and retest. and then going to be continuing up to the upside. So that is right now you see the consolidation of the market. One of the buyers or the sellers are going to start winning, and I I feel that it's going to continue to drop for a bit, and then the continuation to the upside is going to happen. But I need to see a retest happen before I would go in on a sell. So, for example, if you wanted to be in on a sell, or I mean a buy, I'm sorry, I'd probably be somewhere at the um probably the like the 1.463 ish range on this pair. So that's what I think on GBP USD right now. Um, okay, downtrend. Okay, the news. Oh man. But besides that, guys, if of course you can ask any more questions that you have right now because I won't go anywhere until I know for sure that everybody has their good idea. I actually wanted to look at Euro odd though. That news just like how much pips? Look at this. Everybody see this? From its low down to where it is right now, it's up 300 pips, and this happened in how many sticks? One 15-minute stick, yo. In 15 minutes, you could have paid for your everything. I can't even begin to explain what 300 pips can do for somebody. If you catch it, bro, and Zach was on the chat before this happened, guys. I'm telling you, this would have been incredible information. I'm getting a call from somebody. It's um able to provide some technical analysis on what's AAPL Apple. Looks like they retested a resistance level and is more on the downside. Yo, I'm sorry, I do not know what AAPL is. I caught those pips too. You caught that? You caught that rise catastrophe? No way. Too bad it's demo. It doesn't matter. See, I mean, yes, too bad it's demo, whatever. But the point is if your analysis pulled through and you saw that happen, bro, you're trading. You're trading. You're trading at that point. And that is what I really want to emphasize with everybody is that you are no longer clicking buy or sell. You're no longer showing up to a casino. You're showing up to a career. And that is going to be trading, guys. $5 trillion a day market. And I always get asked all the time, oh, don't you think with the company that you're in that y'all could be inflicting the market? Are you kidding me? You know how much money it takes to move this market even a pip? Especially on certain news days. At $5 trillion, you think your point one is messing anything up? Like, come on. Even if you were on a 10.00, even if a million people were on 10.00s, that might move it 3 pips. Might. There is monumental bank movements, guys, that are happening in this market. Companies that are shipping millions and millions and millions of dollars from one currency to the next every single day. Come on now. You really think that there was something that we could do? There's no way. There's no way that that's going to happen, guys. So this idea and this opportunity can be shared to literally everybody. Everybody. Can we mark up OddCAD? Do you think it might move some during the London session? Of course it will. Can you explain how you trade news? Just news, you have to be aware. If you really want to learn how to trade news, then you should do your homework, and whatever news is coming out has come out before, so you can look at the federal interest rate and whatever the decision was made. You have to do your history on what the news actually was, what was the federal commission rate that came out, and how did it affect the market on the pair that you're specifically looking at. Then when the same news comes out, then you might have a better idea of how that news is going to physically affect the market. You obviously have to look at a lot more just besides that, but that is a key indication of what the market might do, because if certain news comes out monthly, like NFP, you can look at how many NFPs do you want to pull up. There's 12 in a year. So and MetaTrader 4, it goes back to 1994. So however many NFPs you need before you create a bias for yourself. Could you check out Euro JPY? I will in a second. So hop on that, right, and ride that wave. Yeah, yes, exactly. Like, show us how you analyze the charts, then analyze the news. Yeah, well, see, I can't show you how to analyze the news. You just anticipate and you know that it's about to happen. When you know that the news is about to drop, you need to be, you should not be on the hour stick. You should be paying a lot more attention to the lower time scales because, look at this. In one 15-minute candlestick, it moved up 300 pips. So if you would have seen that happening, you could have just rode that up and gotten out, and then you could have literally stopped trading for this entire week. That's like how easy that would have happened. And literally, this was called out in the chat before it happened. So how um so how you can play off of news is just simply understanding and being in the mindset and being more connected to all of the information that is available to you. As like, I swear everybody in here literally could have caught 300 pips just purely off of somebody saying in the chat. I wasn't looking at the charts. I my phone has like 89 notifications on it right now, so I know that I got an alert for those news. Yep, I sure did. The RBA interest rate decision is what just came out and shit on everything. So the federal interest rate came out, and that's what happened. And so, okay, so that's really, and how you can replay our videos, you can scroll down and you can get, or you see where it says, it doesn't say first stream after the event Dallas, it says Mike Miles with Mindset or something. And below that, it says DFW Trade House. You can click on that and go to the Twitch page version of where all of our videos are. But I upload all of our videos onto YouTube, and that link is also below the Twitch page. On the button, you can just click the button and it'll take you straight to our YouTube. So all of the videos that we've ever done are on there and available to watch anytime, of course. What was the other question? My pill is taking me off. Night from McKinney. All right, Mad Miles, have a good night, fam. Thank you for tuning in, bro. News is fundamentals. Learn macroeconomics. I actually have not learned that one, Maserati, but macroeconomics sounds interesting as hell. What apps do you get your notifications from? It is My FX Book. My FX Book. That website I showed you, this right here. There's a mobile version of this app too, or this website, and you can have this shit on your phone, and it'll literally, look, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I got the notification on my phone. AU-RB8 interest rate decision, and it has a 1.75 percentage of how bad it's going to affect the market. So, My FX Book, guys, I'm telling you, it is a golden key to be making money within the market, because you have to be following up with yourself on how it all works. How can I get? Yeah, I left money on that. I let money on that trade. Laughing my ass off. It sounded like you said Twitch. Get the app investing. What did you lose on, Tony? And absolutely, QPBD. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, but thank you. What is it called again? My FX Book. Yes, it's also a website as well. So, myfxbook.com, and then go to your Google Play Store or the Apple Store, whatever it is, and My FX Book. And then once you make the account, you just log on to My FX Book and allow notifications, and then you will start getting news notifications on your phone every single time news comes out. I see 3 My FX Book. Which one is the logo? You can see it right here on the webpage. It's right here. This gold FX. Gold, like, yeah, it's black. It's black, and the letters are FX in orange, just like that. A buy, thanks, Tony. On a buy on Odd USD. Odd USD. Oh, you're getting in on a buy on that drop. I could see why. I can see your analysis there. If you're analyzing the market correctly, like, I can see why you would be going in on a buy. I mean, it generally, once news hits like that, the market still might shake, like, shake for a little bit, but it should generally correct itself a little bit as it seems to be doing. Well, no, it's actually a little bit more down. So if it's red, then it's bad for currency, and if it's green, it's good. No, red means that it's down, and green means that it's up. And so what that means is odd USD is the pair that we're looking at. So when you see these big that like a big red line like that, then that means that the Australian dollar got stronger than the US dollar, because since this graph went down, it's the odd versus the US dollar. And if the pair goes down, then that means the first pair is getting stronger. And then as it retraces back up, the US dollar got stronger. And it's constantly happening. Oh no, you had a buy before that drop? Tony, no. Oh man, I hope that's demo, bro, because I'm telling you, if you got caught in this AUD news on the bad side, you need to be ready to close that trade out. It is not going to come back up 300 pips anytime soon. It has created a whole new zone of information. So, what you're right now would probably be the time to get out of it if you were in on a buy, and I hope you were on demo. And next time you'll understand that news is something. If you don't understand how to trade off news, then you need to be understanding what it is before the news hits. And if you don't even know that the news was supposed to hit, then that's an even bigger problem, and you should not be trading at all until you have a much deeper understanding of how everything is going. How do you think London session is going to be today? I mean, there's going to be a lot of pit movement. Um, the banks were closed today. Well, not today. I guess as of yesterday. What time is it? Yeah, okay, so it's 12:25. So as of 25 minutes ago, yesterday the banks were closed, so now they're open. So expect some movement tonight. So you were saying I would place a sell on Euro USD. I believe so. If that was, I don't have that pair up anymore. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah, that's what I was saying, but only if it goes up more pips. Only if it heads up more. Do not go in on a sell right now. And even if it starts literally retracing from where it is right now, so be it. If that's the highest it's going to get and set that new high, and now it's going to start retracing and it does not touch that trend line, as you've seen it happen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times already, where it didn't necessarily respect that trend line, so be it. You missed the trade, there's going to be more. That boy Darwin's right next to me right now. He's got a, boy, that desktop eye. Whew, look at all that crap all over that. Mike, you use fractals? Why not? I'll throw fractals on right now. Do I use them? Once again, fractals are an indicator. Just caught a lot of pips on that odd USD. Oh, that's a little bit for him. What's up, fam? Huh? Yeah, well, I was streaming when it happened. Ask Darman, when is he coming back to New York? Gabriel Dominguez, 1997. Fractals are bay. Yes, fractals work pretty well. Yeah. Any indicator used in the right way is a very good thing to use. I had a stop loss in place, bro. Trader's Way didn't honor it. What should I do? Um, well, I've never been asked that before. I would say email them, and if you have documentation of that your stop loss was set in a certain place and it didn't respect it, to at least ask why. What was the reason why it didn't? Darwin caught that 300 pip movement. No, he didn't. He was just saying he's mad that he didn't. Mike, when are you gonna become an auto trader? No, it ain't like that. Nah, bro. Like I've got a lot to learn, man. What is the new? When is the new auto traders going to start? Ask Darwin. Soon. A video on fractals. Also, I actually do not. It's just an indicator. Fractals. You can see you can't necessarily make an indicator off of, or I mean a video off of one indicator. Does that make sense, guys? That it's not going to be beneficial because I'm literally all I would do is just keep showing you example after example after example. Well, I mean, I guess I could help. I mean, I can draw like 100 tread lines. You know what I mean, guys? Like I mean, just for days, it would be just like ridiculous. You can draw them all over the place, but it doesn't help. That necessarily doesn't help in the grand scheme of things. You have to find the most powerful ones. Report what? Is Auto Trader only an IML thing? From what I know, yes, and that's what they're talking about. Can you explain fractals really quick? They just show you taps on higher highs and lower lows. That's really all they are. There are these little things right here on the top and bottom of all the candlesticks that generate new highs or new lows. You see how this one is, like how they're perpendicular right there. That you can see that a fractal hit here, here, pretty much here. This one right here, this one right here, and this one right here. You have that many taps on a line that it's going to head away from it, one way or another. And Godson, yeah, just hit up the Trade House on Facebook. Too much going on if you do so. Hey, Mike, what do you know about binary options? I really don't know a lot. Binary is short interval trading. I don't really do that. I've tried, and it didn't necessarily work out for me, so I'm not the person to ask about binary. Fractals are an algorithm for highs and lows. I use them. Yeah, so he just answered it. Can you go over how to trade news, bro, please? I just lost 90 bucks on a point. You lost 90 bucks, Tony, on the odd, didn't you? I'm very sorry to hear that, Tony, and this is why. This is before I even ask like why, what were you doing before that news hit? What, first of all, how were you in profit at that point? Were you not in profit? Did you know that the news was going to drop before it actually happened? Like, what was your mindset before that actually happened? Because you want me to explain how to trade news. There is no like secret method to trading news. There is not something that you don't. Yeah, like, and of course, this boy right here next to me, Darwin, is an absolute beast too. So make sure you're plugging into what he's got going on too. But simply, you just have to be aware of it. Is pretty much like the baseline thing. Were you aware of that odd news dropping, and you were in on odd? So if you weren't aware, I'm telling you right there, that's how you trade news. First of all, you have to be aware of it and see what it has done in the past. If the federal interest rate for Japan is 2% up the last time that news was dropped, and this time when that news is dropped and it's negative 2%, then it's probably going to go the exact opposite direction. So not only do you have to understand that news is coming out, you have to understand what that news is going to do to the market. And if you don't want to do that, then don't trade news. Is this live? Yes, this is live. And yes, it will be recorded. Smaller thing happened to me as Tony. Tristan Bellbot, yes, it is live. Darwin info so I can stay plugged in. Darwin Lopez on Facebook. I don't know your Snapchat name. When is Darwin going to join? Boy, you're popular. You want to hop on the stream? He said, nah. He doesn't want to show his face to you guys. 2 accounts with both 500, one buy, one sell. So you're saying you're buying or selling at the same time. Little Bedford, what do I mean by trading news? Literally like world economy news that comes out in the world. If you're trading USD CAD, then you should probably be aware of the US news and the Canadian news, and honestly just all of the news, and playing off of that. The news, this what just happened on Euro Odd, this huge 300 pip movement is news. This big ass movement right here is what news is. Master Trader Darwin. He's hedging it. Yep. But guys, we've been on here for an hour and a half, and usually this is where I go ahead and I start to call it quits. So if anybody else has any questions, go ahead and ask them. But if not, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I try not to keep these that long. I know y'all. I value y'all's time just as much as I value mine, and there's only so much information that you can learn in one day. So if nobody has like any direct, immediate questions that they want asked, um, this is more than enough information for you guys to sit on today. And I'll do a little bit of a recap on the books that I want you to read, that movie-mentary that I showed y'all that y'all should watch, and everything else. Is this being recorded? Trent, you know that. And so Euro odd means that odd is stronger. Yes. If it's going down, then then yes. Thanks for the nuggets. Of course, you know that. So pairs first is which, buy or sell. It's not that it's yo leave it. Oh, Jason. Absolutely, guys. They're getting out of here.
Put some respect on his boy, bro.
Yeah, and not just me. There's three of us here. It was so much fun, guys. That event was incredibly lit. Trent, you know it's okay that you just woke up, bro. It is recorded. But how do you know when the major news or standard consistent news is going to drop? I don't. Shout out to Jay Brown. Yep, Maserati. Shout out. Are these on every day, Sunday through Thursday? Hashtag GV, of course. Thanks, man. My second time, and I've learned so much, and I'll be back tomorrow night. Of course, I hope you are. And you know, guys, with all that being said, there's really not all webinars since the beginning of time here on the main page. Yep. Sorry, yeah, and you'll watch it tomorrow. It's no worries, man. You know that the stream is going to be here. And if guys, if you would do me a huge favor, just take a picture of you like on the stream and just post it on the social media. And just tag the DFW Trade House. It really just helps with the exposure and making sure that everybody's jumping onto the education at the right time. And just staying plugged in because, guys, this is free information. This is free time for class to be in session to where you can ask your questions, not me. You know, this is your guys' time, not mine. I'm here for you guys. Got to read the books tomorrow? No, you read the books tonight. So, as I said, for mindset work, you got Outwitting the Devil, then The Greatest Salesman in the World for the two books, and then you can leave it on any book that you want after that, and then Thrive. What on earth will it take? What on earth will it take? I love saying that every time. But my broker did not exit my trade at my stop loss. They waited until after a negative 160 pips. I asked them why, and they claimed slippage. I'm not exactly sure, my friend. I'm sorry. Or they can credit you back. Darwin just told me that they can credit you back. Yeah, just fight it. You know, I can't tell you what's going on, Apollo. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, so it just pushed so fast that it just broke past the stop loss. But just fight it. And Euro odd was stronger in that case. Yes, if Euro odd starts heading down, the odd is stronger than the Euro. No, Euro odd. And then if you're in this example, Tony, if you're looking at Euro odd and odd in that pair you're looking at goes down, the odd is stronger. And then when it starts heading up, the Euro gets stronger. Darwin, the support tech. People have been having problems with Trader's Way. Have you? No, I haven't. Everybody in this company, that was the first broker that I was introduced to, so I don't really have like a bad thing against them. You're dope, bro. Thanks for a ton of the knowledge and vote of confidence. Absolutely catastrophe. I hope I see you in here more. Ricky, okay, I'm glad you got it, bro. Glad we got that covered. But anyways, if nobody else has anything else, guys, our I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up. Y'all have y'all's homework. Y'all know what y'all need to do if you want to start making money in the forex market. It starts. Yeah, yeah, that's what we were just looking at. Yeah, so Apollo, like I said, just fight it. Huh? Oh, one of the odds. But anyways, guys, you know that we will be live here tomorrow, at same time, 11 p.m. Central, whatever time it was for you. It was an hour and a half ago, Sunday through Thursday. I might have a guest speaker on here tomorrow. If not, of course, it'll be me, and I'll figure out what our topic will be by tomorrow. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the stream tonight. I hope that I got a lot of people's questions answered, a lot of doors opened in your mind that's going to start pushing you to the next level. And guys, let's just be ready to catch some pips this week. Yo, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. If y'all don't know, the first Friday of every single month is NFP. That is a huge day in the trading world. If you do not know what NFP is, Google it, and find out what it is, and then find out what days that it's what on. Like I just told you, it's the first Friday of every month. But go back in to the history of the graphs or the charts that you look at, and look at all of the NFPs that have happened, and then you can see the possibility of how much money you can make this Friday. So make sure that you are understanding what NFP is and how you can be able to play off of it. And guys, I hope everybody has a beautiful trading week. I hope everybody catches at least their pip goal, if not more. And as usual, guys, I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a great night. No, NFP, not NFB. Going with this little Mac here. All right, guys, y'all have a great night.